Alright guys, welcome back. This is Bad Senator. So, this is a video that a lot of people requested me to make, which is 2020 election prediction. So, this is an early outlook. So, just a disclaimer, a lot can and will change between now and 2020. I by no means expect this prediction to come true in the actual election in 2020 simply because there are so many unknown variables for that election. This is more of a general outlook. Like, we're going to put Trump as the Republican because this is a prediction from Trump versus a generic Democrat, which basically means what is Trump's average chance in each state against a Democrat in 2020. So let's start filling in the map here. Obviously, the West Coast is going to be very blue. Let's do the safe thing for now. Obviously, Oregon, Washington, Hawaii, and then Illinois, Chicago, very liberal area. And then you have New York, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Connecticut, New Jersey, Delaware, Maryland, D.C., and Vermont. And then you get to 182, and also Maine's 1st Congressional District is also pretty blue as well. And now for the Republicans. The Republicans are pretty safe to hold. Idaho, Montana, Wyoming, North Dakota, South Dakota, Nebraska. We're going to leave that 3rd Congressional District, we're going to leave that 2nd Congressional District blank for now. Kansas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Tennessee, Kentucky, Indiana, West Virginia, Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, and South Carolina in the safe red column. Excuse me. So now let's fill in some likelies and leanings. We're actually going to make some edits here. I think Louisiana and Montana are all likely red, because if you have John Bel Edwards or Steve Bullock running, they could potentially flip Louisiana and Montana, potentially. But against any other Democrat, those states are pretty safe red. And then here we are, we're at the map right now. Utah, I forgot to fill that in for the Republicans. So as you can see, we have 183 electoral votes that are pretty safe for the Democrats, and 112 that are pretty safe for the Republicans. And now we fill in some of the toss-up states. Going to Alaska, I think that one's likely a Republican. Now, the reason I didn't put it as safe Republican is that I did mention in an earlier video that, climate change is that it's really affecting people's lives up there. It's really changing the culture. And I think people could be offended by Donald Trump's pulling out of the Paris Climate Accords. And the right Democrat could use that to flip the state. But honestly, that's just one issue out of a wide range of issues and a wide range of reasons why people vote for Trump in Alaska. So probably won't be flipping. So let's go to the Rust Belt here. I think Ohio and Iowa are leaning for Trump, while Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania are all leaning Democrat. And the reason I think this is because you had a lot of people that voted for Obama twice and voted for Trump. And I think that, Trump's appeal to a lot of those people is not really there anymore, simply because, steel tariff and a lot of other factors he's not very popular in the Rust Belt either. Like, his approval ratings in all these states are in the low 40s. In Minnesota, it's 37%. So he kind of lost the appeal to the Obama-Trump voters, and they probably are going to be like Obama, Trump, Democrat will probably be a lot of their voting patterns in 2020. The reason Ohio and Iowa are still red is because Trump nearly won both those states with double digits, and I think those states are just pretty hard for the Democrats to flip, which is also why I have Ohio as leaning red in the Senate race. I think Jim Bernacchi could beat Sherrod Brown, but that's for another video. Let's fill in some more likelies here. I think Missouri is likely red, just because, a lot of, basically, southern states, basically, without St. Louis and Kansas City, it's just like any other of the safe red states right here. I also think Virginia is likely blue, because Trump is an anti-establishment candidate, and there's no denying that. And look what Virginia is right next to. Washington, D.C., the establishment. So Virginia is kind of like a uniquely anti-Trump place, and this has been proven by the wins of Ralph Northam and Hillary Clinton by large numbers, by large margins. So that's why I think Virginia is likely blue at this point. I also think Nebraska, same congressional district, is also likely red as well. Let's go to New Hampshire and some of the northern areas here. I think the 2nd district in Maine is likely red, while the state at large Maine is leaning blue, and New Hampshire is also leaning blue. Because in these states, a progressive Democrat could destroy Trump in New Hampshire and Maine. And in New Hampshire, you have the drug-infested den comment, which is not going to help Trump at all. And in Maine, that state usually votes Democrat. It was only this year that it was close with Trump versus Clinton. It was a perfect matchup for a Republican to do well in Maine. So I think that both of those states are leaning, if not likely, for the Democrat at this stage. Let's go to the South here. I think North Carolina and Georgia are all leaning for Donald Trump. These are pretty red states, but an increasing African American population and an increasingly motivated to vote African American population will make these states definitely competitive. In Florida, I think they'll actually tip the scale. The state is going to be leaning blue because you have a lot of energized minorities, you have a lot of heavy black population, a heavy Latino population, a heavy Cuban population, and a lot of displaced Puerto Ricans who are displeased with Trump's handling of Hurricane Maria. And I think all of that combined will flip the state in the Democrats' favor in 2020. And that leaves us with the Sun Belt. Texas and Arizona are leaning red. Nevada, Colorado, New Mexico are leaning blue. Actually, I think New Mexico is likely blue. And the reason being is that in these areas you have a lot of Latinos, just a booming number of Latino voters in these states that are going to vote very, very heavily for the Democrat. And that's enough to tip the scale in states like Nevada, Colorado, New Mexico, but not so much in Arizona and Texas, because in Arizona you have a lot of older white people who are going to vote for Trump no matter what. And in Texas, you have a lot of rural conservative voters who are going to vote for Trump no matter what. And this is my 2020 preliminary map right here. You have 307 electoral votes favored to go to the Democrats, and 231 electoral votes favored to go to Trump. Out of those, 183 of those are safe for the Democrats, and 101 are safe for the GOP and Trump. 18 are likely for the Democrats, and 26 are likely for the GOP. And then the leaning states are going to be the competitive ones. There are about 210 of those that are going to be competitive, almost toss-up races. But I think that 106 of those electoral votes are leaning for the Democrats, and 104 of them are leaning for the Republicans, giving the Democrats an advantage in 2020. I think in Tuesday, I'm going to upload a video talking about the Pennsylvania special election. Thanks for watching. Bye.